We come to you from downtown Los Angeles and Staples Center. I'm Ed Cohen with Jay Williams. Jay, the stars always come out to see greatness.
And I love this city. From the bright lights of Hollywood to the bright lights on the hardwood. Who is going to be the star tonight?
It is showtime. Let's do this. Now ready with a couple of free throws.
It's still early, so no real impact on that call. But you know that they're going to call this one tight, so you might want to keep your hands out of his pocket.
First one goes down. And he makes the most. George, textbook defense.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
LA Clippers with the basketball. Leonard. Yes.
And in today's game, you have to make shots like that. Nice work draining it from deep.
Shot from the lane won't go.
It's easy for the offense to get agitated when you keep turning around and the defense is...
The crossover gets inside and the slam dunk. Jay, when you break down Paul George, where is he at his best?
He needs to be engaged. He needs to have the ball in his hands. He needs to be needed. And that's the biggest thing for Paul George. When he's the guy offensively and he makes those clutch shots, it re-engages him defensively. And that drives him to be the best version of Paul George there is.
To Paul George. A drive to the basket, but it somehow stays out.
And physicality is your friend. Don't let these guys get any easy ones down low. Make them look at the refs, wondering where the foul was every time.
Beverly into the front court, trailing by 4. To George. Here's a chance from long range. That's off the side of the rim, no good. LeBron into the front court. Looking to make something happen. Fires the 3. It's good. Defense has to pick things up.
This is a game of ways. As a defense, you have to recognize that they come and they go. That will not be the case all the time moving forward.
George in a matchup with Boogie. The pass taken away by the Lakers. Great dish to set it up. And Cousins throwing it down. Feed the big fella. Point to the passer.
So good when you get everybody involved, in particular your bigs. You get them going, they'll run the court faster, and guess what? They'll set harder screens because they're actually in the game.
Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. Beverly. Has a chance. Add 2 points to the board.
Hand down, man down. You got to get up and contest the shot.
Get back. Hey, lock up.
Oh, leaves the defender in the dust. To Leonard. Lets it fly from long range. Kawhi Leonard in his own world. Nobody near him. He sinks it for 3.
It's all about creating space with the dribble. Once you have that gap, you can beat somebody in a variety of ways. He chose a dagger with the 3.
And a whistle.
Timing was just a tad bit off.
What are you doing? Back off.
That's his first personal foul. Team foul number 1. That's the first foul.
George. Yes. Or in the case of the defense, not good.
But it was how he created the shot. As a defender, there's a tendency to stand up when you stare at the ball. Offensive player recognized that, continuously moved without the ball. Bang, that's how he set it up.
James into the front court. 14-13 our score. It's a one-point game. Leaves his man in the dust and finishes at the rim.
This offseason, I heard so many voices, even that of the great Shaquille O'Neal, talking about how LBJ needed to submit his own legacy. Well, for LeBron, it's not about chasing external accolades. It's about hunting your own legacy, and that's to be the greatest of all time.
Lakers at the controls right now. James knocked loose. Clippers have it. Leonard. To Paul George. Fires the three. Double figures in the first quarter, now at 10, including that three.
And the more and more I watch, I become mesmerized with that follow-through. That release is effortless.
Now the Lakers are going to call a timeout as they'll make sure they're aligned here in a two-point ball game. Across the timeline comes James. Down just a couple. Leaves the defender in the dust. Montrezl Harrell with a piece.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
To Williams from long range. And Lou Williams, he doesn't miss many of those. A wide open look for three.
Ooh, that confidence level is so superior. Whenever you start jogging back on defense before the ball even goes through the net, that speaks for itself.
Good defense by the Lakers. They come away with the steal. Doesn't get the bounce. The follow won't go either, and he's fouled. Davis going to the line for two.
Guys like Gary Payton would always take ones early like this all the time. Number one, to see if they'll get caught. And number two, to leave a little mark on you to remind you that they'll be on you all game long.
Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. Paul George. With that shot, he's 5 for 8. No good. He couldn't get it to drop. Horn sounds ending this first quarter of play. Second quarter is set to start. Neither team set the tone to start this one. Jay, do you expect that to change?
Both teams are trying to feel each other out, but I like the aggression that both teams established in the first quarter. This is the first quarter league. The way you play in the opening minutes really sets the tone for the rest of the game.
It's James controlling the offense. For three, now that's a contest. To Leonard. George to Beverly. George cleans it up. Beverly. He's looking for that touch. To Davis. Off the mark. The follow won't go either. Grabs his own miss and scores. Good concentration.
And sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
To George. And scores.
And last year, it seemed like PG really had a difficult time finding that next level elite PG. No doubt about it, this year, he needs to be playoff P all day, every day.
Gets it in the left corner. Davis buries it on the catch and shoot.
Great shot by the offense, but the defense, you can't afford to collapse off that penetration. I'd rather a team take a tough two than a wide open three.
And Jay, they call the foul.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
Some lineup changes now for both clubs.
Number 23, Louis Williams. Subbing in for the Los Angeles Lakers. Number 15,
Williams to Leonard.
Cousins.
DeMarcus Cousins able to recover with the block.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
Defense making the ball carrier work. Clippers have got it.
That's called game plan execution to perfection. Every possession on the road is critical.
Never dare Patrick Beverly. Hits a wide open three.
Defense, do the math. You force him to take tough twos, you'll probably have a better chance to win this game if you can slow down the pace.
Beverly into the front court. Leads 5. Nothing going here on that drive. To Williams. Nice pace. Sets it up and slams it down.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
George. Message received. Well defended.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Shifting gears. Here comes some substitutions.
Stepping in for the Clippers, number 20. 2 minutes remaining in the second quarter.
Another chance. Paul George snatching it out of the air.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
Deep right corner. DeMarcus Cousins swats it.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Clippers have it. Oh, they call the foul.
Those cat-like hands almost got a steal.
That's his first personal foul. Team foul number 2.
George buries the 3. He's too good to leave that open.
You live by the 3, you die by the 3. And guess what? They're living large right now.
Clippers have got it. Danny Green sends it away.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
And they call it.
His timing was a tad bit off.
James. Shot off the mark. Good defense. Anthony Davis with the block.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
LeBron into the front court. Right now, down 7. 4-3. They have to keep him in their grasp.
They're shooting the ball well, but let me tell you why. They're already ready to shoot before they even catch the ball. Look at their hands. Their hands are ready, providing a target. So when they catch that ball, they go right into their shot. We call that being shot ready.
And he's fouled. A couple of free throws coming up, Jay.
Great job, Ed, by the shooter to create contact after the jump. That's how you get to the free throw line.
And hits the first free throw. And gets both to drop at the line. Dives for it. Not afraid to mix it up. And that's going to be out of bounds off of George. So it stays with the LA Lakers. LBJ. Knocked loose. Clippers have it. The pass taken away by the Lakers. And he powers it home. 2 more points for Anthony Davis.
Number 23, LeBron James.
DeMarcus Cousins tips it. That's his 3rd block this evening.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
Tight game through the first 2 quarters as we resume play here in the 3rd. Leonard. From the painted area, won't go down.
Cultures have communication. Great cultures have teammates that are willing to push you to limits that maybe you didn't even see that you had. But right now, there's no leader on this team. Everybody's just going their separate ways.
Anthony Davis makes it look easy as he hits the three.
And I just hear my high school coach preaching this thing to me every single day, and it's still pertinent for the NBA. It's all about spacing. And when you have guys who are lethal three-point shooters and they understand spacing, oh, that whole floor opens up, and that's a thing of beauty to watch.
LeBron James with the rock. Goes reverse to lay it in.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
DeMarcus Cousins sends it away. Fourth this contest.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
Clippers have got it.
Here's your chance to break this thing wide open.
Oh, good defense by the Lakers. They come away with the steal.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
Had a chance, but it's no good. LeBron with it up top. Tie game, third quarter. Lays it up and in.
You normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time. Every once in a while, they venture into the paint.
And a whistle.
Welcome to new age basketball. You blow on me, that's a foul.
That's his third personal foul. Team foul number 1.
Leonard. Well defended. LeBron into the front court. Leads a bucket. Screen coming. Nice finish at the rim.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
Paul George. Going to launch beyond the arc. Paul George can't get that one to go. Defense all over him. James into the front court. They lead it. 4-point game. The pass taken away by the Clippers. Lakers come up with it. And he's fouled. Nice move that time, and he's going to the line for 2.
This drives me nuts when I see fouls like that being called in a close game. Sometimes you just gotta let them play, ref.
First one, count it. 2 for 2 on that trip. Timeout called here by the Clippers as their coach wants to get a word in with his guys here in this third quarter. Beverly into the front court. The deficit is 6.
2 minutes left in the third quarter.
Leonard. Los Angeles, they have it. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. And the rebound taken in by Beverly. Beyond the arc for 3. And the rebound pulled down by Davis. Across the timeline comes James. Up 6. Give him 2 points. High percentage.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
The crossover gets inside, and the slam dunk.
Oh, he buckled his knees so bad, it didn't matter if he scored or not. That's a win for the internet.
Leonard. He was all over him.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
Count the basket. 2 more points in the paint.
And the true test of a team's character is how they respond when they get hit in the mouth. Keep digging.
Lou Williams. Not a busy night, but effective. 2 for 2.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
James. Clippers have it. To Williams. Beverly. Curling inside. Shot from the lane won't go. To Paul George. Oh, great pass. Setting up the basket.
Hand down, man down. You got to get up and contest the shot.
Lakers ball. James to Caldwell Pope. Here comes the screen. Layup goes down. Well done. George. Dudley there for the rebound. That's the end of the third quarter. The Lakers have the lead. It'll be Lakers ball as we begin the fourth quarter, and they'll be looking to finish strong.
And when you play stingy defense on one end, the other end takes care of itself.
James, and a whistle.
A simple touch foul.
It's been a compelling game so far. The fourth quarter is underway. Offensive board. Cousins to Danny Green. Drive on the baseline, but his shot stays out. Lakers have it.
You got to go for the score here right now in this possession.
Beverly into the front court. Down 6. To George. Here's a chance from long range. He's not shy about shooting it from out there, but he misses this time. LeBron into the front court. Looking to make something happen. And the reward, he's going to the line.
The game is too tight for you to be taking risks like that. You want to avoid foul trouble at all costs.
LeBron James, couple of free throws on the way. Hasn't missed yet. And he connects on the first free throw. Goes 2 for 2 at the line. George against Cousins. To Leonard. Fires the 3. He engulfed him that time.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
And flushes it down. No stopping AD here.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
And finishes strong.
And if you're on defense on that last possession, no need to look over to the coach's bench, hold up your arms, wonder what did you do. Everybody got back, everybody communicated, everybody pointed. It was just better offense than it was defense.
Well, you can't do that.
He took a chance. That's the right call.
LeBron James in a matchup with Harkless. Clippers have got it. Wide open look, won't go.
From the player that just missed that shot, just because you're open doesn't mean you need to shoot. You can put the ball down on the ground and drive to the rim.
Leaves his man in the dust and finishes at the rim.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat 5, but we're watching one man carry 4 other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
JaVale McGee pins it.
This game is all about playing mind tricks on people. The offense is more worried about getting their shot blocked than they are about actually making the shot.
Number 3, Anthony Davis. And number 1, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope.
And Cousins throwing it down.
Defenders had no chance on that one. That's why we call it the elite tier.
It's a big finish.
Some players are so cerebral. I'm not even paying attention to the dunk as much as I'm paying attention to the player pointing and communicating to everybody his team needs a guard on the next play down the court.
James here against Harkless. Add 2 points to the board.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
It's the Clippers with the possession now. Lets it fly from long range, and he buries it.
And in today's game, you have to make shots like that. Nice work draining it from deep.
Got it.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
LeBron defended by Harkless. To the rim. Throws it down off the alley-oop pass.
I remember my high school coach said one man can't beat 5. Well, I'm telling you right now, he lied. I'm watching it happen in person.
Now the Clippers call a timeout as they'll make sure they're all on the same page here in the fourth quarter. New blood coming in for both sides. George, he's been dialed in from long distance. That's now 5 threes for the game.
Nothing more painful than the next day watching tape, seeing the fact that he got 15 points off three-point shots.
He gets it.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays, no one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Leonard has a look, and he buries it.
The savvy players, they create contact. They throw their arms in it. They even throw their bodies into it. And as soon as you become hesitant defensively, they got you right where they want you.
Knocked loose. Clippers have it. Leonard. George. It's good. And the foul. And he's going to the line for a chance at a 4-point play.
It never would have been a foul if you didn't give him space. Your job defensively is to stay attached to him at all times. Force him to put the ball on the ground and drive and make a shot over the trees below.
Los Angeles has the basketball.
Got him. I got him. Here we go.
Takes stock of the floor. Fires the three. That's good D. Shot no good.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
From long range. That one off the mark. It's no good. The follow won't go either. Long key from three-quarters court. The Lakers get the victory as they win this one by 4. For Jay Williams and all our crew, I'm Ed Cohen saying so long for now. This has been a presentation.